When you yell at your cat, do you actually know what's happening inside their mind? Look, it happens. Maybe they knock something off the counter or scratch the couch for the 100th time. But here's what most owners never realize. Your cat isn't hearing a correction, they're hearing a threat. And if you keep doing it, you might be quietly breaking something in your cat that doesn't come back easily. Let's look at what actually happens when you raise your voice at the animal that trusts you most. 1. Your voice sounds like a predator to them. Have you ever wondered why your cat bolts out of the room the second you raise your voice, even when you're not yelling at them? Here's something most people don't consider. Cats can hear frequencies up to 64,000 hertz, nearly 3 times the upper range of human hearing. Their ears evolved to pick up the faintest ultrasonic squeak of a rodent moving through grass. So when you suddenly shout in a quiet room, you aren't just being loud. To them, it hits their ears like an overwhelming shockwave they were never built to handle at close range. Cats don't understand punishment. Veterinarian behaviorists are clear on this. When you yell, your cat doesn't connect your anger to the item they just knocked over. They only know that you, the person they live with, have suddenly become a source of terror. The behavior doesn't get corrected, the trust gets damaged. Research discussed by sources like PetMD shows that cats exposed to harsh vocal tones develop heightened anxiety, learning not what they did wrong, but that their environment isn't safe. 2. The invisible wall it builds between you two. Have you ever noticed your cat sitting across the room watching you but never actually coming closer? Most owners chalk this up to an independent personality. But if your cat used to greet you at the door, curl up on the couch, and slow blink at you from across the room, and now they don't, something changed. Cats build trust through repetition. Every calm interaction reinforces the message that they are safe. Yelling does the opposite. It introduces unpredictability, which is the absolute fastest way to destroy a feline bond. They can't understand that you had a rough day at work. All they experience is a sudden explosion of noise directed their way. After enough times, they make a quiet decision. They stop approaching. They stop initiating. They still live in your house, but emotionally, veterinarian behaviorists call this learned avoidance. They aren't cold, they're just protecting themselves. 3. The body keeps the score, even for cats. Did you know that your cat can look completely fine on the outside while falling apart on the inside? Most people think stress in cats is dramatic, hissing, hiding, or running away. But chronic stress from repeated yelling over weeks and months shows up in ways you'd never connect to your voice. Maybe they stop eating as much. Maybe they over-groom a spot on their belly until the fur thins out. Maybe they start missing the litter box. These aren't random quirks. They are stress responses. When a cat experiences repeated stress, their body releases cortisol. In small doses, it helps them react to danger. But when the yelling never stops, cortisol stays elevated. Chronic cortisol in cats is linked to weakened immune function, digestive issues, and feline idiopathic cystitis, a painful urinary condition veterinarians increasingly connect to emotional stress. If the root cause is a home that feels unsafe, no amount of diet changes or litter swaps will fix it. 4. What to do instead, the reset that actually works. What if the most effective way to correct your cat had nothing to do with your voice at all? Most owners yell simply because they don't know what else to do in the heat of the moment, but yelling was never a tool, it was just a reaction. Shift 1. Fix the environment. If your cat keeps jumping on the counter, the solution isn't a louder no, it's making the counter unappealing while giving them a better option like a tall cat tree nearby. When the alternative is more interesting than the forbidden zone, the problem solves itself. Shift 2. Change your tone. You don't have to stay silent. Cats respond deeply to vocal tone. A low, slow, steady voice signals safety, while a sudden, sharp tone signals danger. You can redirect them without scaring them. Shift 3. Reward the right behavior. When your cat uses the scratching post instead of the couch, that's your moment for a treat and a calm, praising voice. 5. The thing they never forget.
Do you know what your cat remembers most about you? It's not the treats or the toys. It's how you made them feel when things got tense. Cats don't process memory by holding grudges over specific events. Instead, they hold on to emotional association. Your cat doesn't remember that you yelled on a Tuesday night because they knocked over a glass. They remember the spike in their chest and the sound filling the room. Over time, those emotional memories stack, reshaping how your cat feels every time you walk into the room. A cat who is repeatedly startled by someone learns to avoid them out of self-preservation. But here is the beautiful part. That system works both ways. The same emotional memory that records fear also records safety. Every time you speak softly, every time you sit near them without demanding attention, every time you let them come to you on their terms, you are writing a new record. Cats don't forgive the way humans do, but they do update. And if you give them consistent proof that you've changed, they will slowly, on their own terms, start to come back.